Excuse me, ladies. I'm trying to learn how to use this camera, and I have like a course assignment to take pictures of strangers. Can I take your picture?
Yeah.
Okay. I always want to ask first, of course, so I appreciate that. There we go. Matter of fact, I'll even send them to you if you want, but I got to take like 3 or 4 shots here. Okay. One close-up, even though I don't have a mask. Excellent, excellent. Thanks, ladies. Would you want a copy of them, or?
That's okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for it. I appreciate it. That's all you got to do. Okay, guys, how we doing? Back for yet another video on the Ricoh GR III. Again, using snap focus. That little bit there that we just had where I asked the girls if I could take their photo, that was another line from the last video where basically you just act like you don't know how to use your camera, like you're in some sort of photography class or something like that. Normally, it's hard for people to say no if you come off that vulnerable, and that's kind of the idea. Make yourself a little vulnerable. And if you watch the last video, you even see the girl where her whole concern was that she was not photogenic. It had nothing to do with me wanting to take the photo. So you run into that a lot. Always keep that in mind. They're the ones that are probably more nervous than you are about having their photo taken. But so if you come off a little vulnerable, they feel like they're helping you out. You're saying it'll just take a second, so they know they're not there all day. Just a little tip to help you out, kind of get you started in taking portraiture in the streets. Now, having said all that, I will tell you that I'm going to start experimenting a little more. In a couple of upcoming videos, I'm going to use the 35mm and the 50mm zoom feature. Now, when I say zoom feature, it's just cropping to 35mm and then to 50mm, and you lose megapixels. This is a 26 megapixel camera. When you go to 35mm, I think it goes down to 16, probably even less, maybe 12 or less than that when you go 50. But I crop a lot in Lightroom, so I'm losing those megapixels anyway. So I thought, well, maybe instead of doing all that cropping, I'll try 35 and 50mm. Plus, of course, I'm sure a lot of you have not used that because, again, you would just crop in post editing. But I figure I'll go ahead and try that. So that'll be a couple of upcoming videos. And in another video I have coming up, I haven't made it yet because I haven't received the product, but I ordered a Lightpix Labs flash, and what that does is of course it goes on the hot shoe, but it's a 2-part flash. So you can actually pull the flash off of the hot shoe, and you can walk around and you can do one of these numbers. So that's going to be great for maybe wedding photography, reception photography, I mean, any sort of receptions, large gatherings where you got to take a picture of every table and everybody in the venue and all that stuff. That'll be great for that. I'm also going to use it for street photography, so that'll be cool. Now, I'm not the type that's going to be able to walk up to somebody, hold up a flash, and just start flashing in their face. I'm going to have to ask them. But you go back to where you say, hey, look, I'm in a photography class trying to figure out how to use this camera. I got this flash. Can I take your picture? Okay, sure. And then you can get some really cool street photography with a flash. I'm looking forward to that. So it came from Hong Kong. It's still coming from Hong Kong. It hasn't reached me yet, so hopefully it'll be here soon. But those will be some neat videos. So I have some stuff coming up other than just the snap feature, and I've maybe done overkill on the snap feature with the Ricoh GR III, but it was a new thing to me, and it was really neat, and it's why I bought the camera. So I wanted to make sure and feature that very heavily. I'm just gonna give a quick overview for the rest of the video here. As you see, I have the thumb grip on here. And what this does, these are my notes here, I'm going to put those away. What this does, again, this is a JJC, check them out, JJC thumb grip. It just slides over your hot shoe there, and it enables you to hold it there with the thumb grip. And I walk around most of the time like this, and it keeps my thumb off of the exposure meter, stuff like that. Exposure compensation, there's what I'm trying to say. And it keeps my finger off the back of that. Now, there are times though when I'm walking, and you'll see me do this number. Again, it's opposite, but I'm holding it like this, and I've got my notes are flying away. So I hold it like this, and so I can snap here, but I may be walking by and take somebody that way, or I'll hold it like this, shoot somebody that way. How else do I? Oh, okay, or this way. And shooting that way. So when I'm walking, I'm usually kind of holding it like this, just like I'm going, I want to take a picture, don't know what I want to take a picture of, click, 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 or I'm just kind of walking by, man, it's hot out here, and I'm shooting this way, looking that way. So this camera enables you to do that. And you see a lot of people looking at me, and I think most of the reason is because I have the GoPro strapped on. Once it cools off here a little bit and I'm able to put another shirt on or a jacket or something, that GoPro won't show as much. So that'll be, I think, I don't know if that'll be good or bad. I like when people look at the camera. I like the, you know, when they're looking and they look pissed off or something like that, and like they're going to come after you or attack you. Usually they're just like, what the heck is he? You know, they're not mad. They're just, they don't know what the GoPro is. So we'll get to today's photo walk. In this one, let's see, we talked to some bikers again. Bikers are great. They always love showing off their motorcycles. So anytime you see a guy on a motorcycle, do not hesitate to walk up and ask him if you can take his picture. He's going to say yes. He may ask why. If you just tell him, well, I just take pictures of cool people or cool stuff. Well, of course, he's a cool dude on a cool bike. He's going to think, well, yeah, of course, you're going to take a picture of me. So I've never had a biker tell me no. I mean, I walk up to him in the middle of the street and just, hey man, take a picture, boom, and then you just take the picture. If they say no, you've already taken the picture, and you walk away and just thank them and tell them what a cool bike they have or whatever. But most guys on motorcycles, they do not care. Bicyclists, as they're riding by, they are fair game. Make sure you get that panning shot of a bicyclist as well. They're not going to stop and come back and do anything. So there's a few that I just naturally, anybody on a scooter, any sort of moving motion that they're not walking, they're definitely fair game, and boom, I'm going to get that shot of them. So we get a lot of that in here. Again, it's a lot of snap focus in this video. I've got a couple more videos in the can also of snap focus. I'm trying to stay ahead in case who knows what happens. And the bottom line is, once there are more people on the streets, once the COVID situation starts to wind down, the protests and all that stuff, which have already kind of winded down, I guess, I don't know. So while that's still going on, it's still kind of slim pickings. There are people getting downtown more and more, so that is good. There are people to take photos of, but literally I could walk 2 full blocks at some point without seeing a person. So that's why I'm not just planting myself in one spot and waiting for somebody to walk by and getting those real cool, you know, solid black, great contrasty photos, things like that, because there's just not enough time, and I'm trying to make a video here. So that's why another reason I really like the snap focus feature, because, you know, everybody's fair game. I will start slowing down on that just as the crowds hopefully will start picking up, because the more people you have walking down the street, the more you can camp out in one spot, pick a spot and just wait, and with the perfect light and that person walking into the perfect light and all that. So I'll probably start doing more and more of that as we get into the fall, and then as we get the vaccines and everything that they're promising by the end of fall, early winter, we'll be back in business. And by next year, hopefully this will just be a distant memory, and the only memory we'll have of it will be all these photographs that we're all taking. Again, I appreciate it, guys, and make sure and like and subscribe. Make sure to comment. I love all those comments. And we'll, let's see, is that it? Did I cover everything? I think I did. So we'll go ahead and get to the video. Once again, guys, I do appreciate it, and we'll see you on the back end. Guys, mind if I get a picture? Mind if I get a picture of your bikes? Are you on your bikes?
Oh,
You okay? That's cool. Cindy, I just go around and make the street photography. What's going on? That's just a cool bike, man. Right here. All right, let's get something creative here. Down here. Can you move that arm? Just there we go. Just there we go. So we get your face and everything here. There we go. Right on, right on. How about you, man? Shoot me a text, I'll send them over probably in the next day or two. Appreciate you guys. Looks like some people. So, we'll take some photos of some people. Lots of people out on a Friday, that's a good thing. Got some interesting folks down the street.
Alright. Well, if we don't... What? I'm practicing.
This is the way, and they normally just hold the camera just to hold it, just when I'm walking. But then if I want to go for a shot or set up, that's when I'll do one of these numbers, like right here.
Need more ribbon.
Back that way. Wait for this guy to come walking out. This be a good shot, good candid shot. Just taking a little nap.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, here you go, man. We'll just give it all to you then today.
Right on, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. I know you're working a lot harder than I'm working.
Hey, have a nice one, man.
All right, dude. Later on.
insulted me telling me about it.
You'll see it, it'll be on that side. On that side.
They should today off, I see.
Yeah, it did.
All right.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Okay guys, that's going to do it for our video today. Hope you enjoyed it. I did forget to mention early on, I always forget to mention because it's still fairly new, the Stealth Photographer audio podcast. It's on iTunes, iHeartRadio, it's on my website. Just go to my website, DozierGraphic.com, and you'll see the what am I trying to say? The podcast tab. You click that, and there's 2 podcasts up there. Third one coming. Let's see. By the time, yeah, there's still only 2 up there by the time you see this, unless you're seeing this in 2021, something like that. The third one will be up on Tuesday, and I'm going to talk about not street photography, but I'm going to throw this picture up right now so you can check it out. And I'm going to talk about a really cool place. I'm just going to tell you right now where it's at. It's Liberty Island. It's across the river from Manhattan. And if you're one of those people that are very intimidated or very afraid to go into New York City, you do not want to drive across that George Washington Bridge, you can get some great skyline photos of New York City on from Liberty Island. And not only that, you'll get some cool shots of the Statue of Liberty. An audio podcast for photography is not the easiest thing to do because you're talking about visual arts and you're trying to get people to imagine things. So I'm gonna try to explain what goes on at Liberty Island and how you can get all kinds of neat shots of not just Manhattan and the Statue of Liberty, also was it Jersey City skyline, so all kinds of cool stuff from one location. So I'm going to talk about that on the Stealth Photographer podcast this week. Make sure and check that out. Let me know what you think of that. And of course, as always, let me know what you think of the videos, guys. I do appreciate you hanging out with me this long, and we'll see you in the next video. So long, everybody.